Hi, and welcome back to Single Mom Honey, the podcast dedicated to single moms with a focus on health, money, and everything in between.
I'm Quaylin. I cover the health.
I'm Aisha, and I cover the money. So
And
today,
together, we cover everything in between.
we're going on part 2 of Court Ready and Confident, how to prepare for a custody case as a single mom. If you haven't listened to part 1, go ahead and listen to last week's. And it goes over 5 different segments. And today we're going to start on segment 6, which is build a support system.
And that is absolutely necessary. So we're talking about building a support system for when you need to get court ready. So you definitely need backup in more ways than one. And that means from like emotional support.
Mm.
You're going to need somebody to watch your kids if they're not in school, if it's not during the school day. You need to plan everything. Like the timing is like, it has to be so on point. Because when you go to court, sometimes you don't know when you're getting out. You're also going to need someone who's going to pray with you, pray
I was
for
about to
you.
say that spiritual support. I'm
Listen,
telling
spiritual support
you.
is real. Like sometimes I will say this. I get a phone call from my friends, even you,
Mhm.
just right before or just right after, because something in the spiritual world, the ancestors and tapped on your shoulder, like call your girl,
Mm.
call your girl. Yes, because
Hey,
you
what you
need it.
doing? Just got out of court. Oh Lord. Okay. Right.
Yeah, you need somebody who can listen with no judgment.
Yeah.
If you like good, honest feedback, helpful feedback. You need someone to help you review documents. Now, that can be your lawyer or that could be a friend.
Or if your friend's like good at exhibits, maybe you're not that
Yeah,
type of person that could put together an illustration to explain custody, to explain what has happened, to explain numbers or percentages. Because of course, love to see numbers. I don't know how many times I got to tell people that if you could
uh-huh,
show percentages of out of this 100 times, he's only come 46% of the
exactly.
time. That's hindering us. So that is something that needs to be adjusted. So maybe you have a friend who's good in Canva who can help you out. Like I'll do that. Give me the
Or
information, I'll do it for
or
you.
even a friend that just helps you stay calm. Like sometimes you need to vent before you get into court to get some things off your chest so you don't explode in court.
Yeah,
Someone to keep you like on the opposite side of chaos when you go to court.
yeah, absolutely. And I think you are definitely an integral part of my support since I've been going to court because I was very unfamiliar with it. But you had a, experience with
Unfortunately.
it for a while. Yeah, unfortunately, you had experience. Also, what I like to say when it comes to your support system, just because someone's your friend doesn't mean they should be a part of your support system. Let's put that out there as well.
Exactly.
Just because you get along with somebody when everything is going great and fine in your life doesn't necessarily mean that they are capable or have the capacity to be
Yep.
involved with the doom and gloom that is to come for being in court, going through divorce, or even going through a custody battle. Not everybody is there for you in those instances. Now, with that being said, you have one of two options. You can either pick or choose the people that you share with the situations or the facts during this journey
Mhm.
because you know which friends are there for you no matter what the circumstances are. And you know some
Exactly.
people who are circumstantial. They only could be there for a certain amount of time for certain things. They can't do with the doom and gloom. They only want to be there fun, happy, see the fun, happy Aisha and Quaylin, but they can't deal with the depressed and probably going through spiritual warfare type of Aisha and Quaylin.
Exactly, exactly.
Or you go choose that you're just going to, I guess, eliminate that person from your circle because they're not adding to it, like they're, you could tell with the people you call and tell the different responses you get versus, oh my gosh, I wish this could be over and done with. I'm so tired of
You
hearing
gotta
about
listen
this.
to their responses, like, you gotta be able to pick between the people who only get excited when things are going wrong in your life,
I didn't even get on that. So thank you for getting on that.
okay?
Yes.
And the people who only have time when it's something fun, and the people
Who are
who
judging
are
you.
listening, judging you, or just listening for the gossip. They want to update, they want all the
Yeah.
tea,
Yeah.
and don't have any honey to offer for it.
Yeah.
You gotta be selective about who knows your business and some people know your business to help you, other people know your business just to be in it.
Yeah.
So,
So don't just build a system, build a support system. It's the difference.
absolutely,
You
that
know,
makes the difference between you protecting your peace and your edges because you think that just the other guy will stress you out, but you pick the wrong people to be in your court.
and I will also like to say, make sure that support system isn't too big because I don't know about you, Clay, but during my process of going to court, I realized if I let too many people know, everybody wants to update, and by then I'm drained.
Oh, that's just stressful. Yeah,
I'm
you get to a point you're like, "I don't even wanna
drained
talk about it no more."
'cause it's over with, and my mind
Mhm.
is over and done with, but I done told them leading up to court what's gonna happen, this, that, so they wanna know because they, are interested or they wanna be my
Absolutely.
support and stuff, and by then I'm like, "Shit, copy, paste, same everybody get the same message." Look, because I 'cause I'm tired of it. I'm appreciative of
Yes.
them being a part of my support system. It just give me 2, 3 business days before I could reboot to get back to that place.
Yeah, because you need to decompress after court.
And
Stressful.
I don't get to decompress after court. I have to go straight back into mom mode. I don't get
Right.
to just
But
go
I
home
feel
and
like
take a nap for
also
3 days.
if you have to repeat and repeat and repeat, it re-triggers you,
Yeah,
re-injures you. You gotta keep reliving that whole situation over and over again, and it's exhausting. And you got other shit to do, so, like your
yeah,
mom.
yeah, so be very selective. Everybody doesn't need to know the court details.
Mm,
I say have a good core of I say I probably started out with 10, but now I'm probably down to a good 4 that
that sounds
know all the
10
details. I don't have to explain the rehab
verbal
over again.
dissertations that you gotta express. I'm not doing all that.
I
I mean
have a job, unlike their father. I have things to do, okay? I have a job to get back to and all
Yeah.
those good things. So, yeah. Alright, so segment 7, co-parenting strategy. Now, this is
Mhm.
an interesting one because you have to take into account not only your mental health, the mental health of your children, but also the capabilities of your quote unquote co-parent, you know?
I always liken a co-parent unto a co-pilot. So if the pilot goes down, the co-pilot is supposed to be able to fly that plane. So I think the term co-parent is used very loosely,
2,
like
loosely,
too loosely.
like a
And
hoe for
people
the
used
night.
to like to fling it around like, I've been trying to co-parent with her. When, sir? When?
No,
Yeah.
have not.
But show willingness, but
Yeah.
also be realistic and come with the facts. Show that you've been willing, you've had the kids there wherever they need to be, and do your part. That's basically the message, the moral of the story. Do your part.
Look, when you were saying show willingness, the only thing
Mhm.
that kept off my head is I could be willing willy-nilly. Like I have been willing when it comes to the co-parenting from the beginning, and you could go into court
Mhm.
showing a willingness to cooperate, but then results are just that. They're facts. There's nothing I could do to control how this person parents. There's nothing I could do to control how this person takes care of children's personal hygiene when they're in his care. There's nothing I
Mhm.
can do about the children not having their needs met, food, water. You
You
know what
really
I'm
have
saying?
to have hard proof like that there is neglect. Otherwise, you got to pray and keep it moving for real when it
Yeah,
comes to like
it
custody
will
stuff. Otherwise, it's
tear
gonna
you
drive you
apart.
crazy. Yeah.
It will tear you apart, even though this person has a history of doing that to not only your children, but children he's had in prior
Mhm.
marriages, being a third ex-wife. We could talk about that another time. But, court definitely does favor parents to have a healthy relationship. But courts also see so much day in and day out that they can understand and see automatically which one is the high conflict parent from the get go.
Mhm.
So they're not going to force you into having a healthy relationship if it's impossible based off of the results that they have seen themselves.
And even if you get a court order that says you're co-parenting, like, it is not your responsibility to make the other parent co-parent. Like, don't take that on. Like, I think initially everyone's like, "You need to make sure you're here on time to pick up your kids. If they don't show up, like, don't depend on them." Like, it's a whole 'nother
I don't
stress
think
when
I
they're
ever
going.
said that. I was like, if you don't show
I
up,
mean, I
you
feel like
got
there are
30
parents who did.
minutes. What? 30 minutes.
Well, I just realized, like, the times that I was going to court, I was fighting against reality. I would go in there and he'd be like, "What was his favorite word?" It was like, oh, Lord have mercy.
It better not be amicable.
Oh, alienation is his favorite word.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was like, "I seen that on court TV and I'm about to use it."
They all read out the same recipe book,
Yeah,
girl.
and he's in court talking about, "She has alienated me from the children." And I'm looking around like, "Am I on punked? Where's Ashton Kutcher?" Like, because alienated, I was like, "Alienation is not the same as being absent, sir." Like,
I've
just
been
because you didn't show up doesn't mean that the kids weren't available. And then, after a while, I just be like, I can say it with my whole chest. You ain't had these kids overnight in like 4 years, 5 years. Like, you don't show up.
And
I
you
don't know
have
when
the
you're
court
coming.
order to say that you could do
Yeah,
these things. You just choose
and you
not to
still
do
don't.
it. So I'm confused at how you're the victim in this
Yeah.
situation.
A lot of times, when it comes to court orders for custody, I don't know, but just in my experience, it's far and few in between when people actually really want custody. Typically, it's about the amount of child support they have to pay and they're trying to get out of it.
Or
So,
control, but
yeah, or
child support
control.
is definitely number one.
Mhm. You know, and with co-parenting comes the potential of that parent still trying to be abusive or controlling, like you just said. And it doesn't mean you need to tolerate abuse. Listen, I have strong boundaries. I just got a message today that said, "Call me now," like Miss Cleo from back in the day.
That's what I heard too. Call them
Yeah,
in now.
right. And I was like, matter of fact, I'm working and I get a call. Sir, you don't have access to me. Now I know where all the kids are. One's at school,
He
one's
should know
home
where
with
all the
me,
kids
the
are,
other
but we know he
kid is
doesn't.
with my sister. They don't have school today. But he starts sending messages like, "Hey, I want to talk about the kids. What would you like to talk about, sir? It can't be about child support because we haven't received that in months. It can't be about custody because you don't come around. Like, you can text me."
You
And
haven't
it's
received see, I feel like that's giving a misdirection, and I know you didn't mean this, but in my mind, it
yeah,
makes a difference. You haven't received child support consistently in years. You
you're right.
just
You're right.
haven't
You're right.
received a recent payment in months. We're not gonna
You
give
haven't
him
received a
credit
recent
that he been
payment in
on
months, but
time and he just
yeah,
missed
no, 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 no,
he
no,
has
no, no.
missed, what, 8 years consistent payments?
Girl, I don't even know
9?
at this point. Yeah, because my oldest is gonna be 19 this year.
Yeah.
Yep, it's going on 9 years, in and out, like, but, even he likes to use the term co-parenting very loosely. Well, we need to co-parent. The kids need us to communicate. Today, sir, when she's about to be, 19? Or you talking about when initially when the youngest was 2, who's about to be 11? Like, I don't know what you're looking for at this point. But, sir, you will not disrupt my day, and you have to make sure you have strong boundaries. Because I used to take those phone calls, and it would, like, put a damper on my spirit, and I'm not letting
Mhm.
nobody take away from my day, trying to
Not
gaslight
taking
me with
my
messages.
joy.
Not at all. It shouldn't be this hard for me to talk to you. Boy, that's somebody else. Try Jesus, not me. Not today, Satan. Like, it just was I just look at it, and I laugh now. I'm like, I say, "If there's anything you would like to talk to me about, you can send it in an email,
I'm not
you can
cutting off
text it."
communication with you. I'm
Yeah,
just letting you know what my
this is the way you
boundaries
can
are.
communicate.
I
Exactly,
cannot communicate with you over the phone. It needs to be written out.
exactly.
And I don't have to answer every message that you send me. I
Or
don't.
phone call. You're not entitled to me. But, and this is another way to avoid conflict. Outside of court, unless it's necessary, I don't talk.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I realized a long time ago that that's not my friend. If you do have an amicable relationship, great.
Mhm.
But once you realize, like, I'm not friends with people who don't take care of their kids. It's just not my thing. I don't have no girlfriends who don't take care of
Right?
their kids. And I ain't gonna have no dude who don't take care of his kids. And I'm not
Exactly.
talking to the man who don't take care of his own kids that he shared with me. Like, we don't have nothing in common
There's
except for
nothing to
this
keep
DNA.
secrets out,
You
boo.
know what? We are related to the same kids. That's it.
Be a better human being. And
Mhm.
then maybe
Just
we
maybe.
could discuss having a key here and there. But be a
I
better
don't
human
I don't
being.
need to keep
She said, I don't need to kiki. So you're saying if he didn't go, like, say he went to therapy and he went through this intensive program to help with his behavior, his negativity towards the world, women, obviously parent issues, some childhood
that
trauma.
is
What he's
between
doing.
him. Listen, I wanna be very
I'm
clear.
just
That is
saying, what if he did a
all of
complete
that that
reform?
is that is great for him and his children. That has nothing to do with me. I have given
Gotcha.
that all to God.
Hmm.
Okay? It is above me now. I
Yeah.
wanna be very clear. Mm-mm. I want no
Okay.
parts of that.
I
Girl,
respect that. I get it. I get it.
you ain't got to show me twice. I believe you.
So, what else can we talk about when it comes to court custody for a single mom? Well, we can't
Okay.
talk about
How about what not to do?
that's my part. You see my name right there. Did you say about
um
document your efforts to
Oh,
communicate?
no, I didn't.
Okay.
So, it's very important to document your efforts to communicate respectfully. So, for me, like I said, I always document via text message or email or a court app because, otherwise, as he said, she said in court, and nobody want to hear none of that. And then it's manipulation over the phone. And I'm like, he knows that he can't send me nothing in text because I'll read it right back to him. That's why his initial goal is to let me call and see if she'll pick up.
What do you mean you'll read it back right back to him?
Because unfortunately, the manipulation and the gaslighting is a pattern for him. So, like, if he sends it in text and then he says a different story, I would just screenshot his text back to him. You get what I'm
And
saying?
then he'll just jump over that too,
His
hopscotch
document
over that.
try to. Well, that's not what I meant. That's not what I said. So there it goes right there. You wanna re-explain? Okay. Have a good day, sir. Like, real simple, straight to the point. I don't have time for it. And I'm very clear. It's like time is money and you're not helping. You don't support like physically, spiritually. Yeah.
All right. So aside from the support system, also how to build a co-parenting strategy, let's talk about what not to do when going to
Mhm.
custody court. Okay. Now we're gonna run through this quickly, but I need you to hear every word that I say.
Absolutely.
Do not withhold the child out of anger.
Absolutely not. The child is not a weapon.
They are not. And it's easy to get to that place where you're like, okay, you just not gonna see your kid because you're not don't do it. You're falling into their game. You're giving them something. We're not giving them nothing to
And
go
there
to the
can be
court about.
consequences for that if
Oh
you don't
yeah.
follow the court order. You can be in jail and then lose some of your time. You also cause mental health, like damage to your children.
Ooh, and to yourself. Because what you want to
Yes.
be thinking about while you locked up in
And the
that nasty
stress,
jail.
yeah. That and then just the stress of it all by itself and the ends you'll have to go through, the means to get to an end to keep them away from the and people get so petty, even when you're not withholding the kids, people bring cops to your house. You know,
I know too well about that. Yeah. It's like, no,
even though they
that's
didn't show up.
for months.
Exactly. Then they play victim
Yeah.
and they're afraid to get their kids. I mean, every story you name it. Because what they are dedicated to is being the victim, not
Being
taking
a
care of the
victim
children.
and creating chaos. Exactly.
Because when there's chaos, you will be distracted, and then they can try to work on their plan a little better. So don't be
Yeah.
distracted.
Also, do not trash talk the other parent in front of your child.
Oh my god.
I'm
Absolutely
not
not.
saying make him Disney dad, make
No.
him so bigger than what he really is. I'm not saying that. You can state facts, but you need to make sure it's age appropriate for your child. I'm not saying
Exactly.
lie to your child
Yeah,
either.
do not lie to your kids.
Listen, if he's not showing up, he's not showing up.
That's it.
Do not take that responsibility onto yourself because somehow, some way, that's going to build a narrative in your child's mind that you're
Mhm.
the problem and you're the issue, which aligns along with their lies about you. Because just because you're taking a high road when it comes to your kid doesn't mean the other co-parent. I mean,
And you'll know because you can tell by your kids' attitudes when they come back home that something was said or the
yep.
kids will mention I mean, they can't help themselves. It's inevitable. They're gonna bring it up. Well, dad said, you're like, oh, don't even have that conversation with them. That conversation is for that father. Or you can choose to ignore it and keep it moving.
Hmm.
Because no matter what you do, your name's coming up.
Yep.
Especially if there's
Every single
toxic
time.
relationship, or in all reality, sometimes because you hold people responsible and accountable, they hate your guts.
Hmm.
So they don't have anything nice to say. And
Yeah.
you can tell listen, I know every time I go to court, I don't know what's going to be said next. I find out stuff about me all the time.
Hmm.
But what I've learned to do is just take a deep breath and take it with a grain of salt. Like I told you before, the last time I was in court, I found out that I do hair on the side. I don't. I don't have time for it because I'm busy taking care of 3 kids. Do I do my own hair? Yeah, sometimes. Do I do my kids' hair? Yeah, sometimes. I even try to cut the dog's hair, and it don't be coming out nice. The kids told me to stay in my lane, stick to my day job, but,
Hmm.
best believe if you hear lies about you in court, there are lies about you going on the streets. Like,
Hmm.
and then definitely to your children because some people are always working against you because they think it works in their favor. But,
Yeah.
just unfortunate.
And also, just like your children come to you and tell you things that their dad may have said about you, they're also going back telling their dad things that you may have said about them as well. So that's why it's just best to keep it cute, baby. Okay.
Actually, I really feel like in my house, that man does not come up here
Mm.
unless
Your kids
they
are older though. They've been through this a
yeah,
lot longer than my kids. My kids are
yeah.
still young.
They don't ask for him. So, I mean, again, it's been years. It's not like, "Oh, when are we gonna see him?" They already know he ain't coming. They get desensitized to the nonsense,
Yeah.
So, my kids aren't looking for him because they already have been disappointed enough in the sense where they know he's not showing up. They know he's not coming through.
It's nothing new.
Yeah, nothing new,
That is who he
they
is.
know who they can count on, and the
And that has
kids
nothing on your doing. That is from his own actions, which I
exactly.
know people will refuse to acknowledge because that
Yeah.
sounds too
You
much
can't
like
make people be
accountability.
accountable.
That smells disgusting. Accountability, P.
Listen, and, there have been times that, early on, I've posted online about this bullshit.
Because
No.
sometimes you just have to have an outlet, especially when you
Yeah.
have somebody constantly trying to come and say shit about you.
Yeah, because listen, I found out a story about me from a friend who was on vacation in Florida. Somebody was telling her a story about how there was this girl named Quay and that she tried to take her ex-husband for everything. And all
What
he
did
was
he
trying
have?
to do,
You were the
girl,
bag.
I don't know. I don't
All they
know.
did
But I was listening to the story like, "What happened next?" He's like, "She tried to take him for everything. He was trying to build his restaurant, and then she didn't believe in him, so then she wanted to sue him for everything he had." And I was confused, girl. And, the crazy part is the girl who was telling me the story is a close friend of mine because she was like, "Who are you talking about? What's the person's name?" So when she mentions a name, she's like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "That's not what happened." She's like, "Do you know Quay?" She's like, "No, but I know she didn't do right by him and blah, 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 blah." I mean, so adamant. Girl never met me a day in her life.
Is she from Pittsburgh?
Yeah. And she had met me, but she was friends with him, And, because I've been busy
Well,
at
they
home
are
raising these
convincing. They
kids.
are convincing. I
Yeah,
will
yeah,
give them
yeah,
that.
yeah. She was like, "Do you know she's a nurse practitioner? Do you know she does this?" She's like, "No, he never told me that. No, he never told me that." But she was so
Why wouldn't he?
adamant.
You flying
So
monkey.
she was telling the story on her vacation. I said, "How do I come up?" Like, my friend Ebony didn't even know the story was about me until she put all them details. She's like, "Who are you talking about?" Yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. Like, at the end of the day, people are going to talk.
Yeah,
You
people
can't
are
let it
gonna
get under
talk
your
and people
skin.
are
They're
gonna
going to talk
type
in court
too.
too. You gotta grow thick skin in court because otherwise you'll be acting out of emotion in court, and that's where you'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta be very strategic when it comes to court. And even
yeah.
if you are in your emotions, you need to practice some coping mechanisms in court. Deep
Mhm.
breathing. Remember the breath work session? That's the time when the breath
Yes.
work really be coming in for court. You have to breathe. You gotta deep breathe.
Right? If you haven't gone and listened to that episode, Introduction to Breathwork for the Single Mom, go ahead with Megan, the Hustle Healerville. She lets us know how we could calm ourselves prior to, during, and after court or emotional situations like this. So, what else not to do? Do not ignore court dates. Don't
And
you
court orders.
ever,
Don't do it.
don't you ever ignore a court date and say, you know, I'm tired of this. I ain't going.
Mm-mm.
That's when everything is going to go against you. You
Exactly.
always show up regardless of how you feel
The
because you are
same way you
fighting
show up
for
for your
something
kids, show up for you in
is
court and your
that's
kids.
how you showing up for your kids by going to
Yep.
court and making sure you're there on time for your court dates and you're professional and you're professionally dressed and you are prepared. This is more I feel like this is just as important as making sure your child is fed. It's about making sure you go to court because you making sure their soul is being fed by having them around the proper people in their lives. Because you
Absolutely.
can't repeat childhood. You could redo adulthood multiple times. Childhood is a one and done, baby.
Mm-mm.
That's
And the impact that your childhood has is
yep,
crazy.
yep, it's your foundation of life.
Yep.
So, also, do not show up unprepared. Don't
Mm-mm.
go in there and talk about, "Well, I ain't have time." Usually
No.
court is 60, 90 days apart. You had time.
Exactly. Well, I'll say this. I don't think that court has the same leniency on mothers that it has on fathers
Absolutely not.
at all. And, every time I've showed up with pay stubs, tax returns, things like that, that man shows up with piles of paper or no paper or excuses. But for me, and the fact that I carry a license, like I have looked when I've applied, I'm licensed in several states. When I look to apply for these other licenses, it asks me, "Do you have any back child support? Do you have any professional licenses? Do you have this? Do you have that?" If you don't show up and listen, I'm telling you, the only person who's going to protect you in court is you. So coming
Mhm.
unprepared just puts everything at risk for you.
Your
You
attorney is
know.
not enough representation for you.
Mm-mm.
You have to show up as well. Make sure you
Right.
check in too. I don't know how your court system is quite, but when I go to court, I have to go to the front desk and check in to let them know
I have
I'm
to check
there.
in too.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Don't just go and sit down because all of a
Nope.
sudden you be like, dang,
I've
I've been here
even
for 2
I've
hours.
checked in and sat down and still didn't hear them call my name before. Because
Hmm.
they didn't. I walked in, I swear the ancestors tapped me on my shoulder. Go over to that room. I'm sitting outside of it. I go in and lo and behold, homeboy's in there just, "Woe is me."
And he
Like,
saw you out there too.
yeah. I had even texted him, "Don't we have court today?" Because I'm like waiting for him. "Where are you?" But he took that as an opportunity. Let me go in here and try to beat them down before she get here.
Did it go in your favor that day or no?
That was fine. I mean, I don't really count court in my favor. It maintains the status quo because I really end up just taking care of the kids by myself, unfortunately. Every now and then when we go to court, like most of the time we go to court, it's because he's filed a case to get out of child support. Yeah. For the last couple of years, because it hasn't been about custody or anything. It's typically just about, I don't want to pay child support no more. I need to pay less. Oh, I'm not a stealer. Why should I have to pay this much? Oh, I'm not this. I'm not that. She got enough money. Your Honor, did you see her pay stubs? She should be able to take care of the kids by herself. Like, this is the stuff I deal with. And,
That is
you know,
disgraceful as a man.
is it?
Disgraceful.
Because it's
Disgusting.
like, it's over and over again. And then, you know what? In all honesty, I feel like court hearings should be public because whereas I don't even feel like the court holds him accountable, but I feel like, as much as he's in love with social media, if these court hearings were posted online and people got to really see how he was acting in court, it would be a whole nother story. You know what I mean? It would be
Mhm.
a whole nother story. They're like, who is this? Coming in there dressed like a bum, coming in there smelling like alcohol, coming in there, talking about an injury from like 4 years ago, talking about he can't work. It's just, there's just so much. But then on the other hand, outside of court, if I get to a parent teacher meeting, recently I had one, he has 50% legal custody,
Mm.
but I have primary custody of the kids, physical custody, and you know how that goes. So
Yeah.
he can come to the like stuff for school or anything legal, but when he shows up there, it's like he's a whole different person. Oh, I work with kids all the time. I do this all the time.
Or you
I
treat
am
your
so
own
great.
children. Oh my
Yeah,
god. That's
I be
crazy.
like, Lord, I was like, who is this guy? Come to court, I'm broke, I stink, I'm a drunk,
Mhm.
I'm being alienated, and then it's like I take care of everybody else's kids. I was like, oh,
Well,
this
they
is
usually do make really good stepdads, though. Debbie Dad, they're like top tier stepdads. I don't know what in the Matrix allows this to happen, but it happens somehow, some way. I guess there's no true responsibility. You should be thankful I'm here because I don't have to be. I could leave whenever I want to.
right,
Versus
right,
with
right,
my
right.
kids, I have to be responsible for them. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it is. There we go. Click. Makes sense. So what else you should not do when it comes to custody court is don't post about the case online. Wait until the results come in. Don't post
Yes.
about. I know you want to tell everybody what's going on. I get it. I get it. I get it. But wait until the results come in. Personally, that's how I feel. What about you, Quay?
Like I said before, when I was younger, if I got pissed, I would just type online like "fuck this," But
Mhm.
now I can phone a friend. I don't feel like posting all my shit online. I don't feel like talking to everybody about it, And then honestly, there's always three sides to the story.
Yeah.
What I've learned over the years is, there is a narrative already built. Like I'm from Pittsburgh, like you know what I mean. So
This is your hometown, not even
this is my
his.
hometown.
This is
So
my hometown
So
too, not
during the
even
time
his.
of like going to custody court and all that stuff, I was busy with the kids. He was outside running his mouth to
Yep,
anybody who would listen.
yep,
So at this point, what I have really learned in life is not to give a fuck.
you
Like
have to.
I don't like you like me, love me, leave me. I don't care. I'm not looking to make no new friends. If I make a friend, cool. If I don't, cool. If you don't like me because of him, I don't care. no,
You're making your alliance known.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah,
being a
like,
little sneak.
thank you for being clear about who you
Yeah,
are, like, so, I just don't feel the need to post online. I don't have to post pictures all the time with my kids because 'cause I'm with them all the time, so
yep,
listen, I'm with them every day. I see them in real life. So like, for a long time, every time he would see the kids, like he was like, I need pictures of this. And he would even use these pictures in court. Be like, I was with them. I was with them. It could be same pictures on the same day. He could have them try on different clothes. He could just post them pictures just to post pictures. He could have seen them for 5 minutes because he stopped past my sister's house. Just trying to snap a picture. The kids got, hip to that and for a while we're refusing to take pictures. The other one won't take pictures at all. And my youngest is like, I know we're related to this man, but like, is he my uncle? Like, I don't know. He knows it's his father per se,
yeah.
but like
The
the
relationship is
relationship
there.
is
I'm
not
closer
there.
to my uncles than I am to my own dad. Something's
Yeah,
not right.
exactly. He even told me, he said, my uncles are my dads. He told me
Mm,
that on his own accord, and that's because of the impact and the presence that they have in his life,
yeah.
So I don't need to post on social media. I don't need to, like even discussing it now, I'm okay with it now because I'm healed from that process. Like, you know what I mean? But just, if you are going through that and you feel the need to post, just know that when you post information or open yourself up to public scrutiny, you give people the power to comment on your life.
Kinda
I'm
like it's a portal to your peace.
Yeah.
You open things up
Mm-mm.
online.
Then you open up, somebody put a comment there, and then you
that
How
you
do
didn't like.
you
Now
don't
you
even know
beefing
me?
with them. Now your
Yeah,
energy getting distracted by multiple people and
nope.
stuff, and you don't know who this person is, what they know
Mm-mm.
about you, what they think they know about you. So I don't
Exactly.
know. I just till the results come, I don't say nothing. I
And
just say
everybody's not
be
entitled to your
there.
business. I don't care if the results come. When the results come, they're your results.
This
Like,
is true.
so
This is true.
and then, even if you're trying to build a case online against the person. Now, what I will say about social media, one of the good things is, even if you're not posting, if you're working with someone who is just so in love with themselves, narcissistic,
Yes.
just self-indulged,
Need the
they can't,
attention.
yes, they can't help it
Yeah.
but to post online as
'Cause they don't
often
have real
as possible.
friends.
Yeah, and you don't have real friends. They don't have people to check them and be like, you probably shouldn't post this because
Yeah.
it might pop up in court. So like for me, I do have friends who send me messages like, hey, I seen him at this event. I seen this at that event, or this is going on. So that when I do go to court and he magically comes in there looking like he is unhomed, that I can pull up the fact that, hey, sir, you were just here at this event and you posted in your own words, I had this suit custom made. I had this bow tie custom made. I had this. I had a photo shoot for my birthday. How did you afford those things but not your child support? How did you get here but you can't get to your kids? How are you eating here and it's so pricey, but according to that court order you're supposed to provide dinner twice a week and you haven't in years. Like it's crazy, but that's where social media will come in handy. That is public knowledge. You can have someone screenshot for you. I'm not even involved. If I know I got court, I phone a friend like, "Hey, can you check and see if there's anything on there I can use for court so I can get help with child support?" And your friends got you.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason I would use it.
No, I totally get that.
All right, so let's talk about affirmations, okay? That you can say before you go to court. Now, you got to speak positivity into your life
You
because
have
court
to.
itself is draining. Like my body, before I go to court, I am out here like, oh my God. Even though I may be calm on the outside and I have my woosah moments, physically, I can still feel it. And I do feel like a couple years ago, I had an onset of AFib, atrial fibrillation. And I think it was, dealing with court, work, living in America while Black, all of those things all together. But like, it really impacts your health. So, like, you have to be able to maintain your peace throughout these situations because otherwise it's going to impact you and you have to take care of your kids. So, say this with us. I am prepared. Come on, Ish.
Oh, you want your okay.
Yeah. We're
Sorry.
going to model this right now.
Sorry.
I am prepared.
I am prepared.
I am stable.
I am stable.
I am a safe place for my child.
I am a safe place for my child. All right. Now you repeat after me.
Okay.
This is about my child's best interest, not my ego.
Okay. This is about my child's best interest, not my ego. All right. And I will walk into that courtroom calm and confident.
And I will walk into that courtroom calm and confident.
And nothing will move me.
And nothing will move me.
Period.
But the Spirit of God, okay? All right, because we got to remember, custody cases are hard. They are hard. Like I said, you're fighting for your heart outside of your chest. But preparation gives you the power. And that's what this episode and the one prior to this is all about. Giving you the power for your peace.
Yes. And just remember, you are not fighting for just time with your kids. You're fighting for stability, consistency, all the things that are staples of your childhood. And that's nothing to take light.
Exactly. And if this episode helped you share with another single mom like yourself, go ahead and follow us on our socials at Single Mom Mom Honey Official, and send us an email for any topics or you'd like to be a guest at singlemomhoney@gmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe and rate our YouTube and our podcast wherever you're listening to us.
All right. You bring the tea.
And we got the honey.
See you next time.